everybody. Nearly 7 o'clock. It is 6:59. We should probably get things out of the way. The first thing that we should probably get out of the way is that there is a rumor as of last week that maybe there were enough people. As we went back and we're looking at the numbers, but as any good abusive relationship would be, I'd like to point out that this is your fault. This is your fault because every week before this, you'd say, no, there's 10 people. There's totally 10 people. Let me explain why. And it was always silliness. It was always ridiculousness. But I don't know if it was exactly on time, but it was pretty close to it that we had possibly 10. I think that might have been the case.
I don't know. I was in no shape to do the show last week.
Yeah. So that was another piece of it is things had gone a little sideways anyway. And Caitlin was going to be nice enough to power through and make it work as best she could. And when all push came to shove, it amounted to a canceled show because if we did have 10 people, it was just barely 10 people. And that, I think, included someone who was planning on, who didn't participate terribly often and someone who might be leaving soon. So, but yeah, there we go. Look at that. Trey here for a ride by. Ian is here. Emily is here. Melissa's here.
I never know which username Ian's going to use.
Yeah, it's always a surprise. We never do know exactly what he's going to do. I've got 3. I'm not putting Trey on the head-to-head since it seems like that's unlikely. We may not be able to get to him by the time he takes off on his ride. But I've got Emily, Melissa, and Ian so far. And it's only 7:01. Plenty of time for everybody to filter in. I'm going to jump over onto Facebook and catch up there and see.
You should do that.
Yeah, we want to make sure that those people, couple of people over there, it looks like perhaps. It says unlikely, live. That's we may good. Not be able to it's always good when we're live. Yeah, so we've already gotten a love by Amy, which I believe is Amy Lecter. Amy Letcher. I think that might be the person who used to be on the show, was doing Quiz Mistress, basically did what Caitlin was doing prior. And yeah, so now she she came by and hearted us, which was very nice.
I feel hearted.
Yeah, so what things have happened since last we did our show? Do you know anything? Anything at all that you can imagine that happened? We didn't. Anything we can discuss? I can't think of anything. I can't think of a single thing.
There's some kind of chili cook-off or something nationally because people keep saying some guy named Joe won it.
Oh yeah, Joe from the chili cook-off. That's probably what it was. Good old Joe. Do you think he's a beans or no beans kind of guy?
Definitely no beans.
Yeah, he's a no beans. Yeah, slow news week. This week, not a lot going on. This is Ian. Yeah, I'm not sure. I wish we had more to talk about, but cannot think about a single thing. Oh, I do remember. Australia found 2 new marsupials.
Oh, they're very cute too.
They're adorable. They
look very similar.
They probably kill you. That's my guess. Because they're from Australia. But they are adorable. That's something that you should definitely check out. It looks like a stuffed animal, essentially, with giant ears. And I assume you probably can't feed them after midnight or something, but very, very cute. Danny is also here.
Based on the picture, Ian, they found them in a tree.
Yeah. I don't know where. I guess
that's what I was thinking when I saw them. I'm like, gremlins.
Yeah, you found you determined that they are gremlins.
Don't put water on them.
No, do not do that. That would be a terrible thing to do.
It's 2020. Anything can happen.
Right. No, but it seems like if that's the case, we are turning a corner, perhaps. Just saying.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Why is this taking up my entire screen now? I don't want that to be. There we go. That's much better. Solved it. Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna just discover bunches of tiny things, oh, it got gigantic on the stream as well. Thanks, Zoom, for making everything gigantic and ridiculous. We've solved it though.
Make sure you add Rob. Oh, Nico and then Rob.
Nico and Rob, excellent.
I just want to point something out. Emily said first, and also second first,
Yes.
and also third first.
Yeah, that's what she does.
And then Melissa said second, and Ian said second,
Yep.
third.
Yep.
Nobody said third.
No one said third.
No.
Ian has. 5 minutes into the show, someone has gotten third. Congratulations. Well done.
I didn't have to say anything.
No, it would have been funny to just go the entire show and then at the end be like, by the way, nobody said third.
And see everyone scramble.
Right. Third. Let's see what else. Rob F is on. That is fantastic. We heard that Danny got quite a gift from Rob F. That is my understanding. It was up in the secret group. If you go up to Another Wasted group on Facebook, you can check it out. Danny, do you have it on hand right now?
I do. Let me go get it.
Oh yeah, bring it to show and tell. Let's see. We've got third bird. That's a particular type of bird. Going to pick up pizza in 10 minutes, but then be right back. Those are good priorities for the record. You start off with trivia, you get some pizza, you end with trivia. I have no issue with
Patrick
that.
is going to try to participate, but he's at work.
Okay. Mordecai is also here. So that is an additional wonderful thing. I wonder if what I should probably be doing is if we don't have enough people.
Ooh,
Yeah. What? Oh, what happened?
fancy.
Oh, look at that. So there you go. If you win trivia, you could get something ridiculous like this. Then that is how do you like it on a scale of 1 to 10, Danny? What is it?
So happy.
So happy? Good.
Danny looks very happy.
Although when my partner said, I no longer have to give you a unicorn, I'm like, no, tomorrow I'll want another one.
Yeah, that's true.
But
This is
Emily
today's
can
unicorn.
vouch for me. I send really good prizes for the person who wins tonight. I really do.
Can we discuss really quickly what is that you have there? Because if I am not mistaken, that is not a unicorn.
It's a unicorn. There's a horn.
Yeah, but
Why are you ruining this?
a Pegasus is a horse with wings.
Yeah,
It's a
unicorn has wings
unicorn
though.
that
No.
flies.
Unicorns
Why
don't
are
have
you
wings.
being so cruel right now.
I'm asking you what is it? You're an expert when it comes to horned
It's a
horses.
unicorn that flies.
Yeah.
It's a pegacorn.
Is it a pegacorn or is it a unicis?
I don't know, but there's a horn.
Unipegasus horn? That's what Nico is going with.
I think it's a pegacorn.
Melissa says that we need to be able to partner up the unicorn with the underwater rave machine that Melissa has gotten. Somehow have a party with that. That's good. I like it.
Cool.
Ian has a very historically important background up I've seen in the meeting. Are you joining us from the Four Seasons, Ian?
I love that, Ian.
Ian still hasn't quite figured out the mute button, but I'm going to go ahead and say yes, that is where he's joining us from. Not the hotel so much as the landscaping company.
Yeah, I'm from Philly. I have to represent the landmarks of my hometown.
This is going down in historical places at this point, right? I feel like there's a plaque that's got to go up at some point.
I mean, yeah, plaque is in what the dentist takes out, but
Yeah, very similar. Or, or when a stint is put in. Yeah, any of those types of things. Mordecai says that maybe it's a horny horse. Is that what that would be called?
Horny horse.
Yeah. That
I
sounds
feel like that name doesn't include the fact that it's flying.
No, it's
Ooh.
not.
I just feel like that's a no.
No? Is
The
your room full of
appropriate-
horny horses?
The appropriate term for this group is a unicorn bird.
A unicorn bird. That is true. That is
Good
what.
point.
Yeah, that is actually what would happen. Emily says it is a landmark. Gritty is a national treasure. That's not how Gritty started, at least. Gritty was a bit of a concern to begin with, but has come
Would you like to
around.
hear the Would you like to hear the Gritty story?
I don't know. Do I really want to hear the Gritty story?
Well, I'm then not going to give you an option. So this
Okay.
is what happened.
All right.
They introduced
Oh, dear Lord.
Gritty to Philadelphia, and the Philadelphians said, "Hey, the fuck is this? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Seriously, are you kidding me? What is this? What is this? This is terrible.
Right.
What are you thinking?" And then the rest of the world said, "Oh my God, what a monster. What were you thinking? That's awful." And all of Philadelphia said, "Hey, you shut up. Gritty is an institution here, and you back off." Gritty's
So as soon as everybody else like went at it, then people were like, in Philly, were like, but we like him. He's our people.
Once we
Smiles is
realized they
fair.
can hate us for another reason,
Yeah.
it was all kosher.
Smiles is here.
Smiles also has joined. Excellent. We are quite close. This is good. I was thinking that I should probably set up a secondary kind of quiz. We tried this out at one point, and I have to remember how to go in and actually do it. But there's another way of doing quizzes on here, like trivia, that we found. It's super easy to do. So I thought if maybe we don't have enough people, we could try that as well. That's another option, perhaps. But yeah, we'll see how that works out.
I just got $5 from Amazon after arguing with them for 2 hours today.
Oh yeah, how did that go?
They had a book credit thing. I read 8 days, they give me $5.
Okay.
Not get my $5. I spent an hour this morning arguing with them that they owe me $5. And they're like, "Do you have a screenshot?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I did not have the foresight 9 days ago to take a screenshot." I finally went, "So I can post this on Twitter that you're swearing people." "Oh,
Yeah.
we'll give you $5. I log on tonight after work. There is no $5.
What?
I messaged them again. I'm like, "I just want my $5." So like, it's there. I'm like, "No, it is not." I am staring at my screen. I finally got my $5. I had someone go, "I will pay you $5. We will throw this." I'm like, "That's not the point.
That's
The
not what you
is
want.
no longer the point anymore."
You want to take that $5 from Jeff Bezos?
I'm like, the point is, I'm right, they're wrong.
Yeah.
And I read for 8 days to get my $5.
Now the real question though is when you look at it overall,
How much money?
yeah,
have I
how much
spent?
money per hour did you actually make?
Well, Keith, since I make $19.95 an hour working, and I spent an hour of my workday not getting paid dealing with this, I lost out $15.
All right. That
$5 gift certificate. I can
Congratulations.
use that
Yeah.
Amazon.
that was good. I think. Was that good?
I'm not going to do it again.
No, I probably wouldn't. If you're going to go, I wouldn't start a business with that particular business plan, if that makes sense. But yeah, I would definitely suggest maybe
Shop local.
that's another. Yeah, you could just shop locally and that would also be good. All right, do we have any other people that have joined?
No.
No? All right. All right, I'm building this other one. Let's see if I can
I will entertain you in the
Yeah.
meantime.
do that, and I'm gonna keep adding.
What do I say when I'm entertaining people?
You know, the entertaining things. Do the stuff where you entertain stuff.
Oh,
And, you know, it's not that hard.
we had breakfast for dinner.
We did have breakfast for dinner. That is true.
That was good.
I think so. I would say it was tasty. I appreciated it.
We had yesterday off from work because veterans are dope.
They are good. Yeah, I appreciate them.
We have lots of veterans in our families. My brother, Keith's half brothers and half sister,
Hmm.
his mom's man friend person, his brother-in-law, half brother-in-law.
Half brother-in-law. Yeah, it's a little convoluted, but totally worth it.
His late father.
Sort of. I feel like he cheated. I was trying to get the legit like information about it, and I feel like he was like in ROTC or something like that.
Oh.
Or, I don't know what it was, but he definitely had like a sheet of paper that said he was in the army.
Okay.
But I don't know that I don't know what that entailed. So yeah, who knows?
Let's see. I take way too much pleasure in referring to my neighbor's partnery person as a gentleman caller. You could be my gentleman caller.
I mean, I would have to call you.
Yeah, you do not call me.
Not really.
Call
I
me.
feel-
Ooh,
Maybe just up the stairs, like,
baby, call me.
is dinner ready? And then you're like, no, you have to make it yourself. I have told you this 3 times. So, yes or no? No. When will it be ready? Shut up. And then that's our entire house.
And then the cat yells because she wants dinner.
Ah! Meow.
And you make the cat dinner so the cat wins.
That's true. That is a fact.
I think Craig might be working.
That might be true. All right, it is past 7:15. I've got 9 people on my list.
I have 9 people on my list.
Unfortunately, not enough. But I have created a consolation trivia. So you want to try this, folks?
Let's try it.
Do you want to see
You
if
have
this
to
is
be
gonna
on
work?
Twitch.
If you're not on Twitch, please go over to Twitch. Rob is the only one that I'm seeing that isn't on Twitch.
Smiles, I think, is not on Twitch.
Is Smiles not on Twitch? Oh yeah, Smiles would need to move over to Twitch as well, because it works that way. So if you, how do we do this now? This is the good question. So I've made the quiz, right? Yeah, there's gonna be a lot going on the screen right now if this works. My quizzes, yes. This one here. Does this work? Will this actually work?
You should do points.
Yeah, I think we'll do points. Start quiz. Let's see if this works. So you should see a little thing on the screen about trivia, the quiz kit it's called, and you'll need to accept that on the Twitter screen so that you can interact with it. Yes, one more mask of things. So yeah, you'll see there's some rules there and everything. So so for the record, and this is working, this is good. So if you're watching us on other platforms, do not watch us on other platforms. Please go over to Twitter as soon as possible, because that is where this is going to work. But you should see a little like bubble or something that says quiz kit, and you can accept it. You can accept it in some way. Caitlin did this. I think Emily tried it out with us as well. So Emily, if you have any tips or tricks for anyone, please let them know.
I am not the one to give
Accept you.
any advice on this
I
because
accept
remember,
you.
you beat me when you didn't even answer the question.
So the way it's going to work is we're going to put up a we're going to put up an actual question, and you're going to click the screen. All right. Instead of saying it or typing it out, you're just going to click the one that you want on the screen. Depending on how fast and how accurate you answer depends on your points. If you answer incorrectly, I think you may get negative points.
Yes.
And if you answer,
Cool.
yeah, if you answer correctly, you get positive points. The sooner that you answer, the more positive points you get. The sooner you answer incorrectly, the more negative points you get. So that is how it goes. So we're gonna give this a shot. I think we'll give this a shot. This is our consolation trivia, since you weren't able to scare up enough people for full-on trivia. Again, if you're just joining us, please swing by what is it? Over to Twitch. Go over to Twitch and join us there, because we're not going to be taking answers in the chat anymore. So there it is. So let's start this game. Let's do it. Starting the game. There it is. In the Harry Potter novels, what must a Hogwarts student do to enter the Ravenclaw common room? Is what we're looking for as a question. It is a multiple choice, so you'll need to either knock in sequence, speak a password, answer a riddle, or rhythmically tap barrels with a wand are the answers that you could select from. Let's see what people went with. We're going to reveal the answer here. And it looks like we've got some different answers. A couple people went with knock in sequence. One person said speak a password. 4 people went with answer a riddle, which was the correct answer. So let's move on to the next question. We'll show the scores here every 5 questions, I think. All right, so on to the next question. Which movie of film director Stanley Kubrick is known to be an adaptation of a Stephen King novel? The Shining, Eyes Wide Shut, 2001: A Space Odyssey, or Doctor Strangelove? Those are all Stanley Kubrick movies. I'm not sure if they all are they? I'm not sure if Doctor Strangelove, honestly. That's the one that...
Didn't he do Too Fast, Too Furious?
No, he definitely did not do Too Fast, Too Furious. The answers came in, and it looks like everyone who answered, all 7 people, went with The Shining. Excellent answer, because that was correct. So well done, everybody. Next question. Which of these brands is the oldest?
Ooh.
Or bands. Which of these bands is the oldest? Pink Floyd, AC/DC, Red Hot Chili Peppers, or Metallica? Which of those 4 has been around the longest?
Keith Richards.
Definitely Keith Richards is the one I figured that Ian would answer.
I can't
Not as
find
much
the name.
creativity, but I will say that that it makes it easier having the multiple choice, right? I
I
feel like...
somehow got kicked out of the quiz because I don't see any answers anymore.
Oh, no.
Let me try to restart Twitch.
All right, so looks like we had 7 people still answering. One went with Metallica, 2 said AC/DC, 4 went with Pink Floyd, which is the correct answer. Pink Floyd has been around longer than the others. Nobody went with Red Hot Chili Peppers, which was pretty smart. That's a newer band compared to these others. At least I feel like.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. All right. This is question 3. Yeah. So question 4. In which Shakespeare play does the character Marcellus Wallace say something is rotten in the state of Denmark? All right. It's not Marcellus Wallace. That's a different movie. Is it Macbeth, Hamlet, King Lear, or The Twelfth Night? Get your answers in. Points dwindling down. All right. Let's see what people were able to come up with for their answers. We're waiting for all the players. Reveal the answers. Somebody went with Twelfth Night. Somebody went with Macbeth. But the correct answer with 5 answers, Hamlet. Well, this is exciting. A lot of people getting these right. They're not too easy, but they're not too hard, it seems like. So that's good. Next question. Question number 5. We'll check the scores after this. In Star Trek, what was the Ferengi's first rule of acquisition? Come on, you nerds. You know. Is it once you have their money, you never give it back, never place friendship above profit, greed is eternal, or never allow family to stand in the way of opportunity? Which one of those was the first rule of
Where's
acquisition?
Craig when we need him?
Right, he would have gotten this. Totally, right? We hope. We don't know for sure. All right, so waiting for everybody to answer, and let's see how everybody did. Oh, no
Whoa.
one got it right. Not a single person. 3 people said never place friendship above profit. 3 said greed is eternal. And 1 said never allow family to stand in the way of opportunity. But no one, which if you think about it, makes a real sense. When it's a rule of acquisition, the best rule of acquisition would be once you have something, don't give it back. That's how you acquire things. Oh, so nobody got that. After 5 questions, let's take a look at the scores and see how people are doing. It looks like total scores, Patrick is out ahead right now. Yeah, look at that for the total scores, despite working and saying he's just only going to try and participate, nailing it with 66,000 points. We have Mordecai 2nd, Danny 3rd, Nico in 4th, and contestant number 3 in 5th. Ooh, who's contestant number 3? I will say that Ian is doing a fantastic job with negative 44,000 points, making sure that he takes the last position.
Well, the thing is that Ian is trying to have negative points. I'm trying to guess questions correctly, and you see I'm 1 step above Ian.
It's
So
not going well.
not my night, y'all.
That's all right. That's okay. You've had nights, you know, everybody.
If it's worth anything, I was trying earlier, but then it's hard to sew and try.
I believe that is the second rule of Ferengi, the second Ferengi rule, right?
Yes.
That it's hard to sew and try. All right, so let's move on to the next question. On the NBC show Community, what was Star Burns's real name? Is it Grimus, Todd, Alex, or Neil? Well, I believe all those might be names from that show. So it could, if you're just going off of one that sounds familiar.
I never watched Community.
No?
I totally just guessed.
It's a very popular show. There's a big underground, groundswell of people who like it. In fact, it got canceled, and so many people wrote in about it that they ended up bringing it back. Let's see. Oh, spread all over the place. People, one person says Todd, one person says Neil. 2 said Grimus or Grimus, and 2 said Alex, with Alex being the correct answer. All right, on to
Grimace from McDonald's.
Grimace is from McDonald's.
Yes.
This is Grimace.
I think this is Grimus, though. I thought that's the case. But yes, Grimace, the big purple guy from McDonald's. Question number 7. What was the #1 selling game on Steam by revenue in 2016, just merely 4 years ago? Was it Counter-Strike Global Offense? Was it Grand Theft Auto 5, Dark Souls 3, or Sid Meier's Civilization 6? All of those actual video games. So again, if you're just going to try and find a video game name, you're going to be out of luck because all of those are real. I would argue that it wasn't Grand Theft Auto 5 because people just stole that one, right? I would think. That's the type of people. Counter-Strike 2 Global Offensive got 2. Grand Theft Auto 5 got 1. But the correct answer, Sid Meier's Civilization 6, got 3 votes, and that was correct. This is good. So far, we've only had 1 question where we haven't had someone get the right answer. So it's good. I picked medium questions. This feels like a good space for people. Some are getting them right, some are not. In chess, the queen has the combined movements of what 2 pieces? The knight and bishop, the king and the knight, the bishop and the rook and the king. So if you've ever played chess, you should be able to get this. If you know the different ways that things move in chess. If you've ever played chess, then you know that the queen is a very powerful piece, right?
We have a new person.
We do. What new person?
Dragon. LX Dragon XL.
Oh, well, hello. Welcome. I feel like I've seen that before. That's someone. That is someone we've seen before, right?
I don't know.
That looks like a very familiar name. I feel like that name has been here before. Let's see what the answer is.
Oh, they say they've been here before.
See? I knew it. I knew that was a thing. All right.
Sorry.
So 2 people said the king and the knight. That's not wrong, but it's actually more than the king and the knight, because the king can go any direction 1 square, right? And the queen can go any direction as many squares as she wants.
Right.
So when you combine it, though, the rook can go any amount of squares straight ahead or left to right, in a straight line. And the bishops can go any amount of squares they want to in diagonal. So if you combine those 2 pieces, what you get is the actual path that a queen can take. So it is the correct answer, bishop and rook. All right, question number 9. I know we're going very quickly through these. We've got 30 of them, so we'll be going through for a while. What special item did the creators of Cards Against Humanity ship for their Black Friday pack? Was it a racist toy? Was it some cat urine? Perhaps bull feces? Or a card expansion? Which one of those?
No, Nico, the queen cannot make an L. That is why the answer was not queen, king, and knight.
Knight. Oh, right. I think I read it wrong and thought it was knight was rook or something. Yeah, can't do an L, which is what the knight can do, or the horse, or maybe perhaps a unicorn.
Hey, Dragon, if you allow the quiz plugin
Yeah,
on your Twitch screen, if you allow it access, it's like,
there's like a little circle, I think.
yeah, if you click over on the right-hand side, there's something called Quick Quiz Kit.
Mm-hmm.
And you can manage access, and if you allow access, you should be able to actually click the answer on the screen and we can count your points.
Yeah, you get points. It's going to tally it all up for you. So you just have to go and it should be on the screen. It should have a little icon or something. Should be for Quiz Kit. That's what we're using. So if you just click and accept that, you can jump in and get points. All right, let's reveal the answers and see how people did. One person said a racist toy. One person said bull feces, and 5 people said a card expansion. But the correct answer was bull feces, which is a polite way of saying...
I'm going to call bullshit on that.
Yeah, exactly. Ian says exactly what we're all thinking. So yeah, I think the idea was that it was a special item. I think there were probably cards involved, but that wasn't really the special item. The cards were expected. The special item being poop. That's what you got.
Poop.
Mm-hmm. Next question. And we'll check the scores after this one to see how our lead is going. What is the current largest living organism known to man? The largest living organism known to man. Is it the coral reef, the honey fungus, the redwood tree, or the blue whale? Let's see what people have come up with. We're waiting for everybody to answer, and we'll reveal the answers now. And the answers, spread everywhere. This is fascinating. Everybody went with different things. The answer was the honey fungus, which is So it's a fungus that lives under the ground. It's gigantic. Go look it up. It is the largest known living organism. I think second to that is actually not even on this list, and that is there's a thing called Pando, which is a like grove of quaking aspens, and I think it's in Utah, and they all share the exact same DNA. Because what it is that with these quaking aspens, the root system goes out, and then each of the trees is actually just a branch that goes up. If you think of it that way, there's like a trunk that goes under the ground, and then these are like branches. And so there's like 100 acre or 1,000 acres of quaking aspens that are all the same quaking aspen. And that's the second largest. Honey fungus is gigantic. Underground, you can't see it, but it's like over the entire state of California or something like that. It's something
Delicious.
ridiculous. It's gigantic. Go check it out. Very interesting. I found that out one day when I spent way too much time on Wikipedia learning about really old trees and really giant things. And yeah. And it might be the same day I learned about water bears. That could also be the same day because they're very tiny, but they're like really strong. Yep. All right.
Show those scores.
Let's show the scores. All right. Oh, Caitlin did very well on that last one. I think probably because she lives near me. And so she's heard me say these things.
I have heard you talk about honey fungus.
All right. So Patrick's still out in the lead. This has changed. We've gotten some people with some negative points. Looks like Dragon has gotten the app working, which is great.
Yay. Welcome, Dragon.
Glad to have you participating. Mr. Bradley Pierce. I'm not sure who Mr. Bradley Pierce is, but welcome.
Hello, Mr. Bradley Pierce.
Down some points, but somehow, where did Ian go? Did Ian change his name to Mr. Bradley Pierce?
I'm right here. I'm still Keith Richards.
Where's...
He's all the way on the bottom with negative 57.
Oh, you have to
Oh, I have to scroll. That's the problem. That's
I
cool.
am right above him. That's why I can see that.
All right, so right now, the only people who have positive points, Patrick and Mordecai and Caitlin, who's kind of cheating because she's part of the show. But
I'm not cheating. I'm not looking at the answers.
you're not looking at the answers. You're answering before we're revealing the answers. But if we're being honest, you're just super smart. So that's kind
Whatever.
of cheating. And why I don't see... Let's see. Danny is down with the negative.
Please don't press the
4,000.
multicolored flexed arm, Patrick.
You can. It's
Please
really
do not.
annoying, but it's also kind of hilarious at times.
Let's go to the next question.
Yes. Next question it is. They're working on it. What does RAID stand for? This is in the context of computers. What does RAID stand for? If you were to have a all capital letters RAID in your computer, what would you be installing? What would you have? Is it a rapid access for indexed devices, randomized abstract identification description, range of applications with identical designs, or a redundant array of independent disks? Let's see what people got. This is a harder one if you don't have a background in computers. This one I knew this one. And
Melissa, it just pops up like a ridiculous thing on your screen. If you,
it just makes noises.
it makes noises
And shows your
it's like your
score.
celebration. Like if you answer the question right, you click the button and it like celebrates.
Mm-hmm. All right. Once again, if you are following us over on YouTube or on Facebook and you're confused because you're not seeing any questions or anything like that, make sure you run over to Twitch. That's where we're running this particular trivia. It is our consolidation show because
Consolation.
I should say. Consolation show because we did not have all the numbers that we needed. But let's go on to the next question. Question number 12. In a complete graph G, which has 12 vertices, how many edges are there?
Fuck graph
Oh.
theory.
Math question.
I did the wrong thing.
Is it 67? Is it 34, 66, or 11?
I didn't.
Emily is not appreciative of math questions.
I didn't process the whole
I-
question.
Graph theory was the class I did the absolute fucking worst in, and I never figured it out. And my professor, his only answer when I was at office hours every day was, "Oh, you're just not working hard enough."
Oh, that's terrible. All right, let's reveal the answers. Very spread out. 2 people went with 11. 1 went with 67. 1 went with 34. And the correct
I
answer,
didn't read the question all the way.
66. 1 person got that correct, though.
Yeah, you take the number of vertices divided by 2
Mm-hmm.
and then multiply it by 11.
The-
Multiply by number of vertices minus 1.
The irony is that it seems like the 2 people who went to school for math may not have gotten that one correct.
Yeah, I didn't answer that question. Like, I just didn't read it all the way.
That's the hard part. It's
I'm telling. It was I took graph theory in my senior year, my second senior year, my 5th year of college, because it was the only math class that would have counted towards my degree
Mhm.
that wasn't at 8 a.m. So I took a noon class, and I had never taken the class in how to do formal proof.
okay.
And that's all graph theory was. So I had no fucking idea what I was doing.
Well, so that's good. But somebody who didn't take math in college seems to have gotten this right. Maybe we'll find out who that is. Let's see. Let's move on to question number 13. What is the name of the first human being in Norse mythology? Is it Asger? Is it Ask? Is it Ake? Is it Asmund? All A's. Definitely an A. I assume the second human being started with a B, third human being was a C, and they just moved on from there as if they were naming storms. That's how the gods did it. All right. Let's find out what the correct answer was and what you thought the right answer was going to be. 2 people said Ake or Ake. 3 people said Asmund. But the correct answer, 2 people got it, was Ask. Ask.
It's not going very well.
I assume the reason was because this human being was created at the age of 2 already, and just all they are questions at that age. Why? And they were like, you're Ask. We're naming you Ask. Next question. Question number 14. What is the oldest team in the NFL?
Ooh.
Is it the Chicago Bears, the New York Giants, the Arizona Cardinals, or the Green Bay Packers? I would assume that we're not going based off of where they currently are. So if these were in a different city, perhaps that would count. I think that's more the Bears, the Giants, the Cardinals, or the Packers. But they carry their history with them. So which one is the oldest team? Let's see what you all thought. 6 people said the Green Bay Packers. 2 said the Chicago Bears. Nobody picked the Giants. And 1 person got it correct with the Arizona Cardinals. That was the correct answer. So yeah, these are getting harder for people, which is interesting because I didn't make the difficulty of the questions any more difficult. Still medium questions. But only 1 person got this one. Let's move on to question.
Melissa said, I got it right. I hate football.
You just want whichever one has the nicest uniform.
She just likes football birds.
Yeah, the Arizona Cardinal birds. Next question. What is the capital of British Columbia, Canada? Which, as Ian will know, is in Europe. Is it Hope? Is it Kelowna? Is it Victoria? Or is it Vancouver?
I think I actually know this one.
Let's see what people
I
say.
think I do too, and I think I still answered it wrong.
I think it's Luxembourg. Isn't it Luxembourg?
Yeah, that is also in Europe, yes. The same as your belief that Canada is in Europe. or South
Here's
America.
my belief that I talked to a Canadian there.
They started there, perhaps. All right, let's see how people did. One person went with Kelowna, which is not correct. Vancouver got 2 votes, also not correct. But with 3 votes, we're back on the money, people. Victoria is the correct answer. Let's go check out the scores. We're all the way to question 15, halfway through the show.
Yeah, so I've heard it referred to as Victoria, BC. That's how I knew that one.
I
And
also knew that, but definitely picked Vancouver.
yes. And what is Vancouver in?
That's all the way on the left somewhere.
Yeah. Do you know what state it's in,
Mm-mm.
or what
What province?
province? Is it? Does anyone know?
It's the one where they grow all the good marijuana.
All right. Look at
Yeah,
this.
Google it.
Our top 3 still maintaining their leads. We have a new contestant. Contestant 15 has come in.
It's in British Columbia.
If anybody has joined the chat, just so you know, you will have to go. There's a circle on your screen. Just click that and accept quiz kit, like allow it, and then you can jump in and you can click on all the questions and get your points. We usually know that you haven't accepted it because your name is contestant number 2 or contestant 15. If your name is listed and that's your screen name, then you've accepted it and you're good to go. Ian still commanding lead of the bottom with 84,000 negative points, which is just slightly. Here's the thing that I find fascinating, right? This means that Ian is answering the questions wrong slightly slower than Patrick is answering them correctly, which is remarkable. At least on average.
Accidentally gotten a few right. Ask me which one.
Which one did you accidentally get right?
Ask.
Yeah, which one?
Ask.
See, we're doing a bit. That's what that
I
is.
see.
Yeah,
Next
that's
question.
set up. Thank you.
When was the United States National Security Agency
Oh, fuck me.
established? The NSA, otherwise known as the National Security Agency. Was it July 1st, 1973? Was it November 4th, 1952, November 25th, 2002, or July 26th, 1908? Here's what I will say. Those last 2 feel too recent or too old.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the other 2.
The NSA 1908 doesn't feel right. NSA 2002, way too late. I feel like it's going to be either in the 70s or the 50s. Somewhere between those times feels like the right answer. Let's see what people thought. Oh my goodness. Somebody did go with 1908. I am assuming that's Ian, perhaps. 2 people went with 2002. 1 person went with 1973, which was not the correct answer. But 4 people went with November 4th, 1952, which was the correct
Nico
answer.
got that right.
You know Nico got it right. Nico's sitting over there.
Or maybe she pulled an Emily. And got
That could have happened. We believe that the dog got that right. The puppy was able to get it right. Next question. 17 of 30 questions. Who was the 40th president of the United States? I think people know who the 45th president of the United States is. I think we are relatively confident we know who the 46th is. But who was the 40th? Was it Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, Bill Clinton, or Jimmy Carter? You have to get your answers in by clicking the screen. Let's see what people have decided to go with. All of those kind of in the range. Nixon feels a little old to me on that one. Right? I feel like that's a little too old. I'm not sure, though. Did Carter come after Nixon? I feel like Carter was after, like, more recent, right? Or was he before Nixon? He's before Nixon, right? Because he was just after Ford, right? Or something like that.
I'm not good at the presidents.
All right. Let's take a look at what people said. 2 people said Jimmy Carter. 2 people said Richard Nixon. Bill Clinton got none. He was fairly recent, so that makes sense. And then Ronald Reagan, which was the correct answer, got 5 people. 5 people guessed Ronald Reagan. So good for all of you getting points on this.
It was Nixon, Ford, then Carter.
Nixon, Ford, then Carter. Oh, okay, so they were all very close to each other. But then, well, wasn't so? Oh yeah. Okay, no, that makes sense.
Reagan, then Bush, then
Reagan and Bush, yeah,
then Clinton, then Bush, then Obama.
right. Yep. All right, so let's move on to the next question. Question 18. Which time signature is commonly known as cut time? Is it 2-2? Is it 3-4, 4-4, or 6-8? Those are all time signatures. The most popular of those is 4-4. I probably wouldn't guess 4-4 because I would assume that that's just called like standard time or something, like Eastern Standard Time. Right? I've heard that used before. All right, let's see what people went with. Looks like one went with 3-4, one went with 6-8, or 2 went with 6-8, 2 went with 4-4, and then 5 went with the correct answer, which was 2-2, which makes a lot of sense if you're thinking of these two. I figured the answer had to either be 2-2 or 3-4 because 3-4 is half of 6-8, right? So you're cutting it, and 2-2 is half of 4-4. So in terms of calling it cut time, it kind of had to be one of those two in my mind. But the one that makes sense the most, definitely 2-2. All right, let's go to question number 19. When was Elvis Presley born? Was it January 8th, 1935, July 18th, 1940, December 13th, 1931, or April 17th, 1938? I know that he died in February of 1977. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm aware of that fact. I don't know when he was born, though. So
Why do you know that fact?
Because I was born in February of 1977, and so it just happened to be a fact that I learned.
The puppy is stretching.
Yes, adorable puppy. Let's see what the answers were. At least one person went for each of these. 2 people went with April 17th, 1938, which seems like a reasonable answer, but 5 people went with January 8th, 1935, which is the correct answer. So good for those 5 people. How'd you do, Caitlin?
Not well.
No? Oh, no.
I'm doing very poorly now.
Oh, no. The lead perhaps going away, huh? This is difficult. All right. Let's go on to question 20. We'll check the scores after question 20 is done and see how people have slid in the standings. What dog breed is known as one of the oldest breeds of dog and has flourished since before 400 BCE?
It definitely says
Is
dog
bread-
bread.
Is that a thing? Am
No.
I been saying
It's
that
a
the wrong?
typo.
Is it? What dog breed is one of the oldest breeds of dog and has flourished since before 400 BCE? Is it pugs,
What?
chihuahuas, boxers, or bulldogs? Ian, what were you saying?
It's a loaf dog.
A loaf dog, yes. We have a loaf cat.
We do.
Looks like a potato or a loaf of bread just sits around. Chihuahua, boxers, and bulldogs all got 1 vote, but unfortunately none of them were correct, with 4 people guessing pugs. That is correct. Congratulations to all of them. Let's go to the scores. Ian got that really correct. That last one, by the way.
Good job.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Ruining. You got that one the worst.
Very bad.
Yeah.
I'm very quick on the draw.
Very quick on the draw. His lead has diminished. He is now at 74. He has lost 12,000 points since
Well,
our
we
last
also haven't
check-in.
heard from him in a while, so God knows if he's still with us.
But it means he's lost points because you don't lose points for not answering. So he has guessed incorrectly on some of these. But I believe, right? Oh, or did he have 80 or was it 60?
He had 80 something.
He had 80 something? Or was it 60 something? It might have been 60 something now that I'm thinking about it. So maybe he did get some correct. I think it might have been 68 is what I'm thinking. Was 69,000. It looks like we've got Mordecai. Oh, Danny is making a rush for the top 3 here. 43,000 points. Has broken. I think that's just in the last 5 questions. Danny, I feel like you were in the negative still just 5 questions ago, and now you have cracked the top 3.
I started giving a shit.
Oh, the smack talk has begun at question number 20. Just so we're all aware.
I've been browsing on Facebook and poking my sister and going, have you passed your L&A exam yet? She told me leave her alone.
All right.
The sad thing that I didn't know that is because Patrick and I watch for Valentine's Day every year. Our date is to watch the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show.
Mm-hmm.
So like, they say the same damn things every time when introducing the dog. So you figured we'd know that by now.
All right. So here is a question that I happen to know. How many Westminster dog shows have was it Dutch? What are the wiener dogs called?
Dachshunds.
Dachshunds. How many dachshunds have won the Westminster dog show? Like the grand champion best of show thing. Anyone? Any guesses?
2.
That's a good guess.
40.
40 of them. They are pretty amazing. No other guesses? 0. They've never won. Never. How rude is that?
Seems like
They're
a
tiny.
bias.
They look like a hot dog. They're like the quintessential hot dog. But nope. It looks like Nico has joined the land of the positive scores as well, coming in 4th. And unfortunately, somehow, Caitlin has moved all the way down to 2nd to last.
Oh, I'm not good.
You were in the positives there for a
I know.
while. And it has turned negative
I'm just
for you.
answering as quickly as possible, not as smartly as possible.
Dragon is actually right on the verge of joining our positive crew as well. So let's move on to the next question. We've got 10 left, 30 questions total. For what reason would a spotted hyena laugh? Why does a spotted hyena laugh? Is it because they're excited or exhausted or nervous or because they're being aggressive? Why do they make that laughing sound?
I'm going with the same reason Caitlin laughs.
Yes, which is puns.
Yeah, puns. I was going to put puns, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it didn't give you a write-in option.
No.
Bad puns. All right, let's see what people went with. 4 went with excitement, which is not correct. 3 went with aggression, which is also not correct. Only 1 person went with nervousness, and apparently that is the reason that Caitlin also laughs, is when she's nervous, which explains our entire relationship. Next question. When was Cadillac founded? When was the Cadillac founded? Is it in 1898? Is it in 1902? Was it in 1985 or 1964? The last 2 I'm going to have to go ahead and say is not there. Neither of those is correct because I know of Cadillacs that are older than 1985 and 1964.
We've seen them on that show where the guy shows off his antique cars at shows.
Right. So it's definitely not those. So it's got to be one of the top 2, either the late 1800s or the early 1900s. Let's see what people guessed. 1 person went with 64 and 1 person went with 85. I assume those are people fighting for the bottom. One person went with 1898. I think that's a perfectly reasonable answer, but 7 people went with 1902, which is the correct answer. So that is wonderful. A lot of people getting that right. And we got 10 people participating, which is really nice. If we'd had at the beginning, we'd be doing our own brand of trivia.
Well, I'm one of them.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. So, yeah, we technically did have 10 people at the beginning. Let's go on to our next question. Question 23 is, what was the name of the first Robin in the Batman comics? So we're looking for the real name of the original Robin. Was it Jason Todd? Was it Tim Drake? Was it Dick Grayson? Or was it Bruce Wayne? I feel like I can rule out the last one, right? Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Right. So it's not
So we
that.
know that it's not Bruce Wayne. Tim Drake sounds really familiar. Jason Todd doesn't sound familiar to me, but it could be right. Dick Grayson, I think, was a Robin. I don't know if that's the first Robin, though, because there was more than one Robin. Let's reveal the answers, what people thought. One person went with Jason Todd, which maybe was one of the later ones. Ian went with Bruce Wayne. Right? We can all agree that's what Ian went with.
Yeah.
6 people went with Dick Grayson, which was the correct answer, and 2 people abstained from this one. Looks like a little more participation in the last question than this one. This is a little
I'm right
harder.
about the meeting chat, right? It's meet.anotherwastedhour.com.
Meet.anotherwastedhour.com, correct.
Should it be HTTPS?
Maybe.
Try that. Try HTTPS.
I think you just go to, I think if you just type in meet,
Doesn't he need to have Zoom downloaded?
maybe.
Yeah, you might need to have Zoom downloaded.
It's meat as in sea people, not as in pork chops.
That's true. That's important to know.
Oh my God, Ian.
Yes. It is not flesh.anotherwastedhour.com.
Yeah, you don't want to go to flash.anotherwastedhour.com because if you have your parental controls on,
Yeah. You may want to go there. I'm not kink shaming or anything, but I'm just saying that it's a totally different experience. It's a slightly different experience. It's a little bit of a different experience. Next question, question 24. In what year was the Oculus Rift revealed to the public through a Kickstarter campaign? Was it 2013? Was it 2012? Was it 2010 or 2011? So these are all very close years, which is going to make it more challenging, right? Yeah, there's none of these you can really rule out. It's anything between 2010 and 2013. That is a range that I would think, yeah, that's about when it would have been kickstarted. So let's see what people thought was the correct answer. This is a tough one, I feel like. Nobody went with 2011. One person went with 2010. Perhaps that's Ian. We had a couple people go with 2013, which is not correct. The correct answer, 2012. 3 people got that correct. Congratulations to them. Even fewer people participated in this question. Only 6 people. Not a lot of confidence on this one. Some people abstained from this one. Let's go on to question 25. We'll show the ongoing scores after question 25, but you're only going to have 5 more questions after this to try and catch our leaders. So you will definitely want to try and jump in here. When was the first episode of Soul Eater released? Oh, I believe this is like a anime, I think.
I don't even know what it is.
Soul Eater. Is it 2008?
was that the sequel to Soul Train?
Yes, it was. Yeah, that it is the one that came just before Seoul, Korea. 2003, 2011, 2005, or 2008. Let's see what people thought. Are there any anime fans out there? Oh, looks like there might be some. 7 people answered this. 2005, not correct. One person got that. 2003, also not correct. That got 2 people. But 2008 with 4 correct answers. 7 people overall answering. That was more than the last question. That's surprising to me. Let's go to the scores and see how people are doing. Is there any shift at the top here? Mr. Bradley Pierce is now taking the lead.
Ooh.
Mr. Bradley
No, just for
Pierce.
that question.
Oh, that's just for this question. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I got people really excited. Let's go take a look at the total scores. Ah, no.
Still
Patrick's
Patrick.
still there, but Danny is clawing their way to the top. Has overtaken Mordecai now for the second spot. I think Danny was in third when we last checked. Emily has moved into the positives with 25,000 points. Nico's still there, and Dragon has also joined. Hey, we have more people in positive than I think we have in negative at this point. So that is fantastic. Well done, everybody. Still got contestant 15 and contestant 2 not joining in. I think possibly contestant 2 is me watching from another browser, just to be honest. All right. This is it. The final stretch. Just 5 questions left. We'll see if Mordecai's able to overtake Danny again, or Danny's able to reel in Patrick. All of those are within fighting. And I think we've got a pretty good battle here from the 4 through 6 range, right? Emily and Nico and Dragon probably all within striking range of each other for that second group.
The URL says the connection is closed. That's what Dragon said about the...
What does? Oh. I don't know why that would be the case.
Another wastedhour.com.
Yeah, you can come join us as well if you'd like. Yeah, open Zoom meeting.
Yeah, when you type in meet.anotherwastedhour.com, it should just pop up a do you want to open this Zoom meeting
Yeah, we're seeing that.
window.
There's also a button that says launch meeting. So either of those, give that a try. You're welcome to join us. Let's go for the final 5 questions of the show and see how this all pans out. This is very exciting. What is the name of Sid's dog in Toy Story? The name of Sid's dog in Toy Story is Toy Story. Is it Scud, Whiskers, Buster, or Mr. Jones?
I actually knew this one.
Mr. Jones and Me is a song from Toy Story about his dog, I believe. Right? Counting Crows? No? Is that not from them?
No.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. Counting Crows.
Let's take a look at the answers. And the correct answer is Scud. 5 people got that right. Buster was the next popular
You're kidding me.
with 3.
They named it. They named the dog after Iraqi missiles.
Probably not on purpose. I don't know. But he was also a very twisted kid, so there's a chance.
Good job, Mr. Bradley Pierce. Mr. Bradley Pierce is back in the positives.
Hey, all right. Excellent. So this is good. 3 people lost it. 8 people participated. Almost everybody in on that one. Let's go to the next question. Question 27. 4 more questions till the end. What is the name of Aragon's dragon in Aragon? Is it Saphira? Is it Aria? Is it Thorn? Or is it Gladiator? Gladiator.
Gladiator.
Gladiator. Gladiator. Gladiator.
Gladiator.
Gladiator. Is it Glade Doctor?
Oh, that's Dragon's favorite movie ever. With a name like Dragon.
That does make sense. It has dragons in it. This was right in their wheelhouse. All right, here we go. 3 people went with Glade Doctor,
I was one of them.
which is not correct. Thorn, also not correct. 1 person went with that. 9 people participated. 6 of them said it was Saphira, and that is the correct answer. All of you get points this round.
That was my second guess.
Yeah,
Do I get consolation points?
sure. Here's some consolation points.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Next question. 3 left. Question 28. Which 1958 movie starred Kirk Douglas and Tony Curtis as half-brothers Einar and Eric? Is it The Vikings, Prince Valiant, The Longships, or Spartacus? 1958. Kirk Douglas and Tony Curtis. It was an older movie. Our crowd probably not as familiar with this movie. Let's see what people thought it might be. Pretty even spread. Not a lot of people participating. 6 people answered. The most popular was Spartacus, but is not correct. Not the right one. Longships got a vote. Not correct. Prince Valiant got a vote. Not correct. But one person got The Vikings, which is the correct answer. Whoever that is did get some points. Maybe Patrick up at the top, or it could be somebody overtaking Patrick or switching positions further down. Let's see. We will find out in just 2 more questions. Next question. Question 29 of 30. Which Iron Maiden album did the song Dream of Mirrors feature in? So if you're an Iron Maiden fan, Dream of Mirrors was in which particular album? Was it A Matter of Life and Death, Dance of Death, Brave New World, or Somewhere in Time? I'm not sure how many people we have on that are Iron Maiden fans. This will be interesting to see. We'll see how well that has gone. Let's see what people went with. Only 4 people participated. Not real confident in this one. Dance of Death was the most popular choice, but not the correct choice. Somewhere in Time got 1 vote. And Brave New World, the correct answer, had only 1 person on it. Somebody there got some points. We're going to find out if the order of all of the people that were in the positive have changed after this next question. Question 30. Remember, if you want to join us, we're doing this at 7 o'clock every Thursday. Usually it's 2 hours long, but this one's a little shorter because we're doing the consolation trivia. Last question. Which of these television shows makes everyone look under their chair? Is it Jimmy Fallon? Is it Oprah? Is it Saturday Night Live? Or is it Larry Rubert? This one feels easier. This feels like a pretty easy question. Because under everybody's chairs are bees! Everyone gets bees, right? Ian has checked under his chair. What was there, Ian?
Bees.
Bees, good. What show were you on?
Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live. Well, let's see if other people were also thinking Saturday Night Live.
They were the bad news bees.
The bad news bees. The Berenstain bees. One person went Saturday Night Live. I think we know who that is. Larry Rubert got 1 vote, but that was not correct. Nobody liked Jimmy Fallon and Oprah. The winning answer. 5 people got that. 7 participants. That is the last opportunity that everyone has to get points. We're going to show the final results and see who won the show. Let's check it out. Does anybody have a guess before we reveal?
I think Patrick maintained his lead.
You feel like it's Patrick? All right. Ian feels really strongly about himself. Danny, how do you feel? Do you think you overtook Patrick?
I don't want to sound confident, but yes.
Yes, you were in second place. You think you took it, though.
But I want to be humble. I'm not.
All right. Let's see the final results. Danny's has said that they guarantee a win.
Exactly what
That is
happened.
not what I said.
And they did. Pulled it in with almost 30,000 or 30,000 points.
34,000.
34,000 points. Crawled up from the basement there. Took the first place. Patrick second with 98. Mordecai was third. Mr. Bradley Pierce after being in the negative for a while, came in
And starting late.
came in fourth. Nico maintained right around the fifth spot there. Dragon, really good showing at sixth. Emily pulled out of the basement as well with seventh. Then we kind of have the cutoff of 0 points. The people who weren't participating, Trey was here, but for the beginning, but then moved off and is riding his bike. Oh no, Caitlin. Oh, almost 60,000 in the hole.
Not good.
You were starting from the positive. It really went sideways for you.
Oh.
Melissa 114 below. And Ian, a wonderfully impressive 250,000 plus failure today. That was definitely eclipsed Danny in terms of negative points to her to their positive points. That was well done. Well done, Ian. When you commit to something, you don't go halfway. The dog is gone. So I think that this is probably means that the end of the show is nigh. There's no puppy anymore. The final scores have been tallied.
Did Ian beat Skeptic in his negative?
Yes, but in a total different point system. So I don't think you can set that as a record per se. And this is not, I think, an official game that we're doing, right? Like, I don't think we're gonna name, in this case, because Danny won last week, or last show, I should say. I don't think we're going to crown Patrick the winner for this week and have like the exchange of prizes. I feel like we need to do an official show for that, right? This was a consolidation because consolation.
You keep saying consolidation.
Yeah, well, we consolidated all the people that were here into a new game. It was is a consolation because we didn't have enough people, and I know how sad people get when we don't do something. So we wanted to do something, and I felt a little bad that there's a chance that perhaps we called it last week when we did have enough people. So I wanted to do something. So maybe this is what that's going to look like when we don't have enough people. But that is it. Yeah, Patrick, Danny did beat you. They pulled ahead in the last 10 questions out of 30 questions and took the lead. That was impressive. Next Thursday, Dragon will be here. That is it. So much negativity, says Mr. Bradley Pierce. Yes, Ian is very negative. He's a very negative person. You can tell from his face. All right, we're ending the game there. Everybody, congratulations for participating in our new crazy little game that we have here. If we don't have enough people, maybe we will do this each week, even if there's a few people. It's not very hard for us. We don't have to keep track of scores because it does that for us. We don't have to make up the questions, so it's a pretty light lift for us. So this is kind of a nice middle ground when we don't have a ton of people. We will be back at 7 o'clock next Thursday. So come join us again there. You can follow us on or subscribe to us on Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube. If you want to do these consolation trivia games that we have, you'll have to be on Twitter to do that. So you may want to move over and make sure you follow us there. You can also check out all of our social media, where if we can't do a show for some reason, we'll post it up on social media. That's A Wasted Hour on Twitter and Another Wasted Hour on Instagram and Facebook. You can also join our super secret society over on Facebook. It's called Another Wasted Group. We talk about the show. Some people will post their prizes up there, and we make suggestions and ask questions and things like that. And pictures of kittens have been known to show up there. Kittens, puppy pictures as well. So make sure to go check that out and join up if you care to kind of keep up with that. That's about all we have. The last thing to keep in mind is all of this is due to a podcast that I launched about 3 years ago called Another Wasted Hour. It's available on any podcast outlet. It's free. There's like 140 episodes. Go check it out. You will get some trivia, some really crazy news from around the internet, like just wacky stuff. Great comedy, a lot of fun, and you'll be exposed to local area artists and musicians from the DC area that you've probably never heard of before. So it's well worth your time to go check out and maybe hear some music that you never knew about before and you may really, really enjoy. If you're tired of all of the same stuff on the radio, go check this out. It's going to give you some insight into some very, very, very good musicians doing some very interesting stuff. So again, Another Wasted Hour. Just go ahead and check that out anywhere that you can find podcasts.
Mr. Bradley Pierce, to answer your question, all the social links are Another Wasted Hour except for Twitter, which is A Wasted Hour.
Apparently, Another Wasted Hour too long for Twitter, so
Yeah.
we had to shorten it down a little bit.
Twitter's made for short attention spans.
Yes, it is. It was too long for Twitter, as you might expect an hour would be. So that is it, right? That's all I've got.
Yep.
So everybody, until 7:00 next week, we had somebody jump on the meeting and then disappear, and I don't know who that was. But hopefully we'll see them again next week, Thursday, 7:00. Until then, everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Glad everybody got out and voted. They'll still be counting things and challenging things for a while. But historically, it has been highly unlikely for those results to change. So that's something to look forward to, or to hate if you're on the side that hates that. The most important thing is hopefully we take all of the time we need to investigate any claim that there is of fraud or malfeasance or anything like that. Because no matter who won the election, the most important thing is that we all trust and rely on the election and believe in the results and are able to transfer power peacefully here in the United States. Without those things, this gets really ugly really quickly. So hopefully those things happen and we can kind of get back to life as normal fairly quickly. Also, shout out to all of the people who have been essential workers through this pandemic. There's some lockdowns happening again, a surge of things happening. So everybody do take care of yourselves, be careful, and all those people who have to be in harm's way, we appreciate the sacrifice that you're making. So until 7:00 on next Thursday, what's the final word of the show?
Consolidation.
Consolidation, which is not
Consolation.
consolation. Super important to know the difference between those. One is when you take a bunch of things and you put them together and filter out stuff, right? And the other is
A
we
lesser
feel
prize.
bad for you. It's pity.
It's a pity prize.
Yes. So that is it, everybody. What else? Do I have anything else? Anything else at all? Nope. I think that's it. So 7:00 Thursday next week. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Bye.